That's incredible. So even in its own crisis, it was still seen as the best bet.
That's the power of confidence. The analogy here is perfect. During a severe storm, everyone in the neighborhood seeks refuge in the most solid house. In global markets, that house is almost always the United States. And that's why the dollar so often appreciates during times of uncertainty.
That's a great segue because I want to ask you about that safe house idea as it relates to international trade. This is factor number 4.
It is.
I always hear that the U.S. has a massive trade deficit, meaning it imports way more stuff, cars, electronics, clothes, than it exports.
Yep.
My high school economics class told me that if you import more than you export, your currency should get weaker. But that's not what happens with the dollar, is it?
You're 100% correct in your textbook logic, but the dollar is different. It remains strong despite that trade deficit for one simple reason. The world requires it.
What do you mean it requires it?
The dollar is the dominant currency for international trade. It's what countries hold in their central banks as their global reserves. If Brazil wants to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, how do they pay for it?
In dollars.
In dollars. Here's a great example. Picture a local community where for some reason everyone uses tokens from one specific casino for all their transactions. Even if that casino buys more goods from the community than it sells, everyone still needs those specific tokens just to participate in the local economy.
So the U.S. is the casino, and we all have to use its tokens to play.
That's a simple way to see it. Yes, the dollar's role as the world's currency creates this constant structural demand for it, which helps keep it strong, even with a trade deficit.
This is fascinating. It feels like all these factors lead to your 5th point, geopolitics and global crises. You said the dollar is the solid house in the storm.
It is. The dollar is the ultimate safe haven asset. This means that in times of extreme crisis, think of wars, pandemics, or sharp instability in other countries, the dollar typically rises.
Even if the crisis has nothing to do with the U.S.
Especially then. Look at the start of the 2020 pandemic. Stock markets were plummeting, supply chains were freezing, and nobody knew what was going to happen next. What did the dollar do?
It got stronger.
It got stronger, at least temporarily. In that moment of pure panic, investors didn't care about risk. They cared about security and liquidity. They wanted the most reliable asset available. And what did they all flock to?
Dollars.
Dollars.